Last class, we discussed about belt drives. So all of you seen the belt drives in your house, in the sewing machine, or belt drives in the engine, or belt drives in the floor mill, or many applications. We are using belt drives for transmission of power from one place to the other place. There will be flat belts are available, V belts are available, many other types of rope belts are available, many belts are available. So in your syllabus, you have only flat belt drive, flat belt drive. Next, come to the point. Then belt drives, you have two. One is open belt drive, other one is cross belt drive. You can analyze in this diagram open belt drive and cross belt drive. Say there will be two sides. One is the slack side, other one is tight side. So always the tight side will be in the bottom due to gravitational force. Due to gravitational force. In the open belt drive, the direction of both the pulleys are in the same direction. Both the pulleys are in same direction. In the cross belt drive, you have the opposite direction. Rotation of the pulleys are in opposite direction. Opposite direction. Next, come to the point, very, very important. That is the length of the belt. Length of the belt. Calculation of length of the belt. All of you know that the circumference of the circle, equation for the circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r. 2 pi r. In case of length of the belt, you require the only half of the bigger pulley diameter and the half of the smaller pulley diameter, that is pi r1 plus pi r2, and length of the belt x1 plus x2, that is x1 is the slack side, x2 is the tight side. pi r1 plus pi r2 plus x1 plus x2 plus x2. From that, you can calculate the length of the belt. The simple calculation, pi r1, that is the half of this pulley, and pi r2, half of this pulley, and the length of the belt x1 in slack side, length of the belt x2 in the tight side, and the arc of contact, that is theta, arc of contact cos theta, because of this is the adjacent side. If you substitute the values of r1, r2, x1, x2 and the angle theta, you will get length of the belt. In the examination point of view, both the types are very, very important. All of you mark it, very, very important. Derive an expression for length of the belt in open belt system, or this is the derivation for calculation of length of the belt. This is the equation. I told you pi r1 plus pi r2. That is, you take pi outside, that becomes r1 plus r2 whole square into 2x. That's the length of the belt in the tight side as well as in the slack side. This is the length equation for length of the belt. In the same way, calculate the length of the belt in case of cross belt drive. R1 is the radius of the larger pulley. R2 is the radius of the smaller pulley. X is the distance, center distance between the two pulleys. And this is the equation for calculation of length of the belt. And finally, calculate length of the belt L by using the same equation, pi r1 plus pi r2 plus x1 plus x2 whole equation multiplied by the cos theta. So usually the cos theta is negligible. You can use it or you can neglect the component of theta. Next, come to the point of velocity ratio. The velocity ratio can be defined as ratio of speed of the driven pulley to the driver pulley, or the ratio of diameter of the driver pulley to the driven pulley. So this is called velocity ratio. Next, ratio of tension. See, all of you observe here, the arrow marks indicates the tension T in the slack side, tension T plus delta T, that is the tension on tight side, and the resultant force R, and which is the radial distance, that's multiplied by coefficient of friction mu into R, T plus mu into R, that gives you the tension. Next, come to the point. In this problem, you have to calculate length of the belt in case of open belt drive. So in the problem itself, you have the diameter of the larger pulley and the diameter of the smaller pulley and the distance between the two centers of the pulleys. So you can substitute the values in the open belt drive and the cross belt drive. So if you substitute R1, R2 and X in this equation, you will get the length of the belt in case of open belt system. And cross belt system, you have the equation L equal to pi into R1 plus R2 plus R1 plus R2 square divided by x plus 2x. If you substitute the values here, you will get the length of the belt in case of cross belt drive. Next, come to the point, the velocity ratio problem. Here, you have the diameter of the pulley T1 and the speed of the pulley. Or register number 62, raise the hand. Do you have any problem?
No, sir.
Register number CS62. Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
No, okay. I continue the class. So in this problem, you have diameter of the pulley 55 centimeter and the speed of the pulley is 276 RPM, and you have the radius of d1 by d2, that is n2 by n1 equal to d1 by d2. Substitute the values in this equation. First calculate the speed, that is d1 by d2 into n1, 50 by 30 into 276. You have the speed of the driven pulley is 506 RPM. In the same way, you have problem in the examination, simple problem, direct substitution. Direct substitution. Next, come to the point. Next concept in module 4 is gear drives. Gear drives. All of you seen the gearbox in the bus, gearbox in the car, gearbox in the two-wheeler, and many applications we are using gear drives. Gear drives. See, this is the easy, economical, and you can use it for all the types of power transmission. Power transmission. So that is nothing but you can use different diameter gears for transmitting the power from one place to the other place, and also speed reduction or speed increasing, or any applications, or for any applications you can use the gearbox. You can increase the speed or you can increase the speed of the spindle of the machine or spindle of the machine tool. Anything is possible by using gear drives. Next, come to the point, the types of gears. See, where do you use the types of gears? This is the you can use it in parallel applications. All of you observe here the parallel axis, and in sometimes you can use it in the intersection axis, intersection of axis. There you can use helical gears or some other type of gears, and sometimes you can use it for non-intersecting, non-parallel axis. Non-parallel axis. All of you remember parallel, intersecting, non-intersecting, and non-parallel applications. You can use gears. You can use the gears. For example, the non-parallel, non-intersecting, and intersecting axis usually used in conversion of vertical drive into parallel drive, vertical drive into parallel drive, or parallel drive into vertical drive. So parallel axis, you can increase the speed or you can decrease the speed by using gears. Next, come to the points, the types of gears. Say, already we discussed the classification of gear: parallel shaft, intersecting axis, or non-parallel, non-intersecting. In the same way, in this flow diagram, you have different types of gears used for different applications. Say, for parallel shaft, you can use spur gear or helical gear. In the intersecting, you have lot of gears here: bevel gear, spiral gear, angular gear, crown gear, like this. You can use the intersecting shaft. If it is non-intersecting, non-parallel, then you can use crossed helical gear, Warum gear, and hypod gear. So you just remember which are the types of gears available for different applications. Next, come to the point. All of you seen this type of gear. This is the simple, economical, commonly available gear which is used in the gearbox. Which is used in the gearbox. Which is used in the gearbox. Spur gear. This is the, you can observe here. This is the spur teeth present on the circumference of the wheel. Say, if it is the axis of the shafts are parallel, then you can use the spur gear. Next, come to the point, helical gear. Say, all of you observe here. Here you have a helical teeth, but here you have straight teeth. If the wheel has straight teeth, then it is called spur gear. If you have the gears in spiral form, then it is called helical gears. The application of both the types of gears are common. All of you seen in sugarcane juice making machine. In sugarcane juice making machine, you have very big two gear wheels. You have two big heavy gear wheels. From that, you can compress the sugarcane to get the juice. Next, come to the point, bevel gears. All of you seeing the transmission of power from vertical direction to horizontal direction. All of you seen, for closing and opening of large rolling shutters in the many shops and showrooms, they use very huge and large length of the rolling shutters. You cannot use the human being for opening and closing of the large rolling shutters. There you can use the bevel gear for closing and opening of rolling shutter. This type of bevel gears are used in windmill, closing of rolling shutters, and conversion of vertical movement, vertical rotation into horizontal, or horizontal into vertical movement. This is the very convenient, economical, and easily used for conversion of vertical movement from the horizontal to horizontal movement. Next, come to the point, Warum gears. So all of you see the speedometer of the two-wheeler or speedometer of the four-wheeler. Usually the cable is connected to the Warum, and Warum is placed on the gear wheel. The rotation of the wheel, rotation of the front wheel, which converts the rotation into the Warum wheel. Warum wheel is connected to the flexible shaft. Flexible shaft is directly placed inside the speedometer. So the rotation of the flexible cable is directly calibrated in terms of kilometers per hour. Kilometers per hour. That is, the rotation of this wheel is converted into rotation of the Warum wheel. Warum wheel is connected to the flexible shaft, and flexible shaft is connected to the speedometer. In the speedometer, you can read the speed of the vehicle in kilometers per hour. Next, come to the point. Again, the same type of gears, bevel gears, is also used for first spur gear, helical gear, bevel gear, Warum gear. Next, helical gears. Helical gears. Here also, the transmission of power in parallel axis. Parallel axis. This is used in gearbox. This is used in gearbox of the car or truck. Say, all of you see the forward movement as well as backward movement of the vehicle. They use the gearbox. So this helical gears are used when the vehicle is to be moved in backward direction. That time the movement of the wheel should be moved in the opposite direction. There you can use the helical gears. Helical gears. This is the last topic in gear drives. Say in the examination, you have the question. You have the question. Explain briefly gear drives and classification of gears. All of you, please write down the question. Please write down the question. Explain briefly. Explain briefly the gear drive. Explain briefly the gear drive and describe different types of gears. Describe the different types of gears with suitable sketches. Suitable sketches. First, write the block diagram. All of you observe here the block diagram. First, write the block diagram. Then write one by one minimum of 3 types of gears. Usually, this question you have in the examination for 5 marks or 6 marks. For that reason, you can explain any 3 types of gears. One is spur gear. Second one, helical gear. Third one, bevel gear. Fourth one, Warum gear. Fourth one, Warum gear. Fourth one, Warum gear. If possible, if you remember, you can write helical gears. You can write helical gears. This is the last portion in 4th module. Last portion in 4th module, and there is no special class tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I make a unmute to all. Hello? Malhar? Malhar, can you listen? Harshita, can you listen? Hello? So all of you make unmute yourself. All of you make unmute yourself. This is the last portion in fourth module, and there is no special class tomorrow and day after tomorrow. As online classes will continue as it is up to 15th of June. See, the online classes will continue as it is up to 15th June. For that reason, there is no special class tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And Monday is holiday. Tuesday, you don't have class. And Wednesday, you have a class. And before that, all of you make unmute, please. All of you make unmute. Please discuss with me if you have any doubt or ambiguity regarding the class and the test. Hello?
Hi, sir.
Shall I give you the important question to Maitreyi, or shall I dictate in the class?
Send to sir.
Shall I send to the Maitreyi?
Yes, sir.
Please speak.
Yes, sir.
I'll write the important questions for the second online test, and I will send it to the Maitreyi. You can contact Maitreyi for important questions for the test. All of you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Please
sir.
speak. Katyayani,
Yes,
speak.
sir.
Sir.
Okay, I will give it to the Maitreyi, and you can collect it from Maitreyi. Okay.
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now I stop at this stage, and I will continue the class on Wednesday. Before that, I will give you the important questions to Maitreyi. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Now I stop the class.